Holy grail of rallying. Doesn't get better than these three here. The 95, 96 and 97 world champions. They all carry the McRae name. Just the presence from these cars is magnetic, especially this special one down the end. And to have the race suit here carrying the Colin McRae name is just something so special. The smells of the paddock on race day. I wish I could convey that smell to you. It is just absolutely glorious. For those of you who like your dog programming, Graham from Dogs Behaving Badly, this is his MGB. For the first time in 30 years he's going racing in this. Who doesn't love a good NASCAR, or a fair few NASCARs? This is the 2010 Silverado. Very, very cool to see it here. There's a bit of history about the truck, and if you know anything about NASCAR, to finish 7th is not bad at all. And we've got a fair few Chevy NASCARs here, from Monte Carlos to Impala SS's, and the line just goes on and on. This is the Newham RB7 number 2 F1 car. Regardless of what F1 team you support, I think we can all appreciate the craftsmanship and the artwork that goes into making these incredible machines. Downforce, the speed, the sound, the power, it's just everything about F1. It just tickles the right spot. If you get me, you get me. If you don't, you're not going to understand. But this, I can appreciate this, even though I'm a McLaren Lando Norris fan through and through. I can appreciate this race car, and that's what motorsport should be about. It should be about finding the team that you love, but also supporting where the other teams have come from and where they're heading. And my guy over there repping the McLaren merch. And speaking of Red Bull, we've got the Chinese Red Bull hard candy. Actually tastes exactly like Red Bull, so credit to whoever makes these. These are actually really nice. Here's the TWR XJS. And we can't check out RB7 without checking out the Michael Schumacher and Lorena Ford Camel. So you've got Lorena on the seat. Cold start on a Pontiac NASCAR. A proper Bruce McLaren cars race car. We've got the Kiwi on the front because he was a Kiwi. And yeah, so cool. This is what classic nostalgia is all about.
won that rally. Colin Wilson was the press officer for Motorsport Engineering talking about 1995, but this is arguably the car the most famous on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. It is L555 V8 Prodrive, and he's seen some success, hasn't he? So Lapworth is a 96 car, and here's the 1997 Lombard Network QRAC winning car. This is the two-door WRC glory. So the three Subarus, 95, 96, 97. They were bringing out, and he won it. And he went to Portugal on his fourth ever rally, and he won it. I mean, they just they went to Subaru with the Focus in 1990. No, especially won it. He has such great mechanical sympathy and understanding. Not only a rally car, a racing car, the racing car. back a bit.
There is the Colin McRae Subaru, driven by Colin's dad himself, Mr. McRae. going to show my face because I'm a bit sweaty from pushing these two from the paddock. But if you've ever wondered what the inside of a F1 nose cone looks like, just pure hollowed out carbon fibre. The same goes for the camera. Not quite so. Classic nostalgia is not just the classic cars, it's also the more modern rally cars. As you can see here, you've got some Nissans, Audis, got the Porsche, all the way up to the more modern Peugeot and Ford Fiesta. Rover SD1 tucked down the back as well. There is literally a car or a car brand here to cater to everybody.
Yeah, sorry.
Doesn't know what's under the hood of a NASCAR, basically it's a V8 tucked in a big space, and as you can see it's got no wheel arches, it's just all open just to get as much air to the engine as possible. These engines run incredibly hot, as you can tell. No real headlights or anything because not needed during NASCAR, so anything to save weight is basically stripped out of these cars. As you can tell from the interior, literally no passenger seat. The fuel line goes all the way into the fuel cell in the back. But yeah, if you've never seen under the bonnet of a NASCAR, well, now's your chance. You also have these vanes that go over the roof of a car to direct direct the airflow straight down the back, straight onto a wing. This particular car doesn't have it, but this one does, and we're talking about these flaps here, which if the car was to spin around and go backwards, the flaps will open and essentially act as an air brake to slow the car down if it goes backwards. We've also got some here on the front of the fender, and on the back we've got the camera. Just like in F1, these cameras are fully accessible, so in real time they can see onboard footage from the NASCAR and program it to send it out on TV. As you can see, fully stripped out, everything's exposed, just to try and cool all the instruments down, because it gets incredibly hot in there, as you can imagine. All the hoses from the front directing directly to the engine just to keep it cool. These cars run incredibly hot. is the Porsche Owners Club stand. As you can see, Porsches as far as I can see. We've got some rally cars down there. We've got the 555 Subaru Club down there. Got some lovely Jags here. And this is where the food is, but it appears something got a bit too hot. Even when out, you got to stay on top of that protein and a bit of a view.
And in 1997, McRae's new co-driver would be Nick McRae, of course, very famous in these cars. Kenny and here.
like.
Yeah, you better. You need to tell him where to stand though. Yeah, you've got to tell him where to stand.
Right, also, Jimmy, stay there. Jimmy, look at Tom. Okay, on me. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Oh. Wait, one more. Wow.
For freedom earlier, but all is good. As you know, we are celebrating the magnificent achievements of what happened 30 years ago this coming November. Late November, we all went to the forests. We were based out of Chester, and we were all cheering for one man. I was working with another team, but I was cheering for the other guy in the other team because it was one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences to eventually see Colin McRae win the World Championship. There were over 1 million people over the 4 days through all the forests of Kielder, Scotland, Wales and such like, and it really was a memorable experience that has stuck with so many people. And it's people that we want to talk about here today because we've got some of the original members of that Subaru World Rally team here with us today. They were working for Prodrive then. Some of them are still working for Prodrive now. And I'd like to introduce a few of those characters here this afternoon, if you would be so kind. First of all, Jimmy McRae, ladies and gentlemen, the patriarch of British rallying, 5 times the British champion. Colin, of course, won the British Championship twice, and as we were discussing this morning, we mustn't forget Alistair, who won the British Championship in 1995. I'm a bit biased. I was his press officer that year. Good days. Jimmy, thank you very much for getting up early and coming down to see us here at Shelsley. What a week that was. It still must be in the forefront of your mind.
Yeah, I know, it was very special. Obviously, there was a few heart-stopping moments, but there's always that in rallying. But at the end of the day, the best man won.
He certainly did. He certainly did. The rally before was in Catalonia. There were team orders. Colin had to finish second. It almost worked out better.
To be honest, I mean, it was a sad day that day, you know, when he was ordered to pull back and that Carlos won. But I think it made him more determined that he was going to win the championship. And he came out with, well, fire out his belly, basically. He was going to win come hell or high water.
There were a couple of moments throughout the rally. There was the puncture that lost a lot of time, but once everything was sorted, what did he do on that next stage and how did that affect his rivals?
Well, he went out in the next stage and I think he took 24 or 28 seconds off Carlos, and I think that Carlos just couldn't believe it, complained. He thought he'd got a wrong time, but David Richards at that time says it's all in car. He said you can watch the in car. There was nothing there, no cheating or anything. He won it fair and square, and it was just his determination. He was going to win that rally.
Now you sometimes did the gravel notes for Colin. You know, you went through the stage 3-4 hours beforehand. Were you doing that on this RAC rally, or how were you involved, apart from being rather nervous?
On the Sunday, it was just rather nervous. Well, hoping that everything was going to get on as we wanted it to. It was quite a long day that Sunday for me and for the family.
Was it long in the evening?
No, the evening went like wildfire. Big party.
Was it a good day, was it?
Yeah, I think all the Prodrive guys that were here, I think we all joined with a pint or two.
3 or 4. Good days. I mentioned Alistair a moment ago. He, of course, finished 4th behind Carlos in 2nd, Richard Burns in 3rd position, and Alistair was in 4th position with an Escort that he was putting his front foot forwards with a 4-wheel drive, was he not?
Yeah, he had won the championship that year in the Nissan front-wheel drive.
The holy grail of rallying doesn't get better than these three here. The 95, 96 and 97 world champions. They all carry the McRae name. just the presence from these cars is magnetic, especially with special one down the end, and to have the race suit here carrying the Colin McRae name is just something so special. That is going to wrap up today's video, guys. A bit sweaty, obviously I'm already having to carry it. It's a long walk back to the car, but also helping out to marshal those F1 cars. A lot of weight to them, they might not look heavy, but when you're pushing them uphill, trust me, they're really heavy. And yeah, that's what I love about Shelsley Walsh, being able to marshal a lot of other motorsport events, they don't allow you to go near the track or help out at all in the paddocks. So yeah, that's my daily workout for today done. But thank you very much for watching. Haven't been to Classic Nostalgia before, so this is a great first event, and hopefully should be back next year. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in my next video when I'm not out of breath.